What if the biggest mountain you must climb is inside you? What if the only thing standing between you and your best life is you? Not the world, not other people, but your own fears, your doubts, your habits of self-sabotage. This book reveals why we hold ourselves back and how to break free. If you've ever felt stuck, broken, or trapped in the same cycle, stay with me. Because today, you'll learn how to turn your hardest mountain into your greatest breakthrough. Before we begin, hit like, share this with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Bookverse for more powerful book summaries that change lives. Now, let's start our climb. Intro. Today, we are going to talk about a life-changing book. The book is called The Mountain Is You. It is written by Brianna Wiest. This book is not just words on paper. It is a guide. It is a mirror. It shows you the truth that many people avoid. The truth is this: the biggest problem in your life is not outside of you. It is inside you. It is your habits. It is your fears. It is your doubts. It is your own self-sabotage. This book will help you see that truth. And more than that, it will help you change it. Because your mountain is not a place. Your mountain is not other people. Your mountain is you, and you can climb it. So, if you feel stuck, listen carefully. If you feel like life is not moving, pay attention. This is for you. Section 1. The Mountain Inside You. Why does this book matter? Because it speaks about the real problem. Most of us think life is hard because of the world. We think life is hard because of people. We think life is hard because of bad luck. But the truth is different. The truth is hard. The truth is that the biggest block is inside us. We stop ourselves more than the world does. We dream of success, but do not take action. We say we want love, but choose toxic people. We say we want peace, but hold on to pain. Why? Because deep inside, we have fears. We have wounds. We have beliefs that are not true. And these things create mountains inside us. Mountains of fear, mountains of doubt, mountains of excuses, mountains of self-sabotage. This book is important because it shows us the real battle. The battle is not with life. The battle is not with others. The battle is with the parts of us that do not want to grow. What is the mountain? The mountain is a symbol. It is a picture of the challenge you face inside. The mountain is your old habits. The mountain is your fears. The mountain is the story you tell yourself that says you cannot change. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I will start tomorrow"? How many times have you stopped before finishing? That is the mountain. The mountain is not there to stop you. It is there to show you what needs to change. Your fears show you where you need courage. Your pain shows you where you need healing. Your patterns show you what you need to unlearn. How self-sabotage stops growth. Now, let's talk about self-sabotage. What is it? Self-sabotage is when you block your own success. It is when you stand in your own way. It sounds strange, but we all do it. You want to be healthy, but you eat junk food. You want to save money, but you spend without thinking. You want to be happy, but you stay in a bad relationship. Why? Because your mind is trying to protect you. Your mind thinks change is danger. Your brain loves safety, even if safety is painful. So when you try to grow, your old self fights back. It pulls you down. It whispers, "Stay where you are. Do not take risks." And you listen. This is how we sabotage ourselves. Self-sabotage is not about being lazy. It is not because you do not care. It is because deep inside, you have fear. Fear of failure. Fear of success. Fear of the unknown. Sometimes it is because of old pain. Maybe someone hurt you in the past. Maybe you failed before. So now you believe, if I try again, I will get hurt. That belief becomes your mountain. And you keep climbing halfway, then stopping. This is why life feels like a cycle. Because you repeat the same patterns again and again. You want to move forward, but you keep going back. Until you face the mountain inside you, nothing changes. Why awareness is power. The first step to change is awareness. You cannot change what you cannot see. This book helps you see. It shows you that the problem is not your boss. It is not your partner. It is not bad luck. It is your own patterns. And that is good news. Because if the problem is you, then the solution is also you. You have the power to change. You do not have to wait for life to change. You do not have to wait for someone to save you. You can save yourself. That is what makes this book so powerful. It does not give you false hope. It gives you truth. And the truth will set you free if you act on it. What you will learn in this journey. In the next sections, you will learn many things. You will learn why self-sabotage happens. You will learn where it comes from. You will learn how to stop it. You will learn how to turn pain into power. You will learn how to climb your inner mountain. But remember this. Change is not easy. Change takes time. Change takes courage. And change takes small steps every day. But it is possible, and you can do it. So, as you listen to this summary, do not just hear the words. Feel them. Think about your life. Where are you holding yourself back? What is your mountain? Because by the end of this video, you will have the tools to climb it. This is your journey. This is your mountain. And this is the beginning. Section 2. What is self-sabotage? What is self-sabotage? Let's start simple. Self-sabotage means stopping your own progress. It means blocking your own success. It is when you say you want something, but your actions do the opposite. You say, I want to be healthy, but you eat food that harms your body. You say, I want to save money, but you spend on things you do not need. You say, I want love and respect, but you stay in toxic relationships. Sounds strange, right? Why would anyone do this? Why would anyone destroy their own dreams? The answer is simple, but deep. Self-sabotage is not about being lazy. It is not because you do not care. It is not because you are weak. Self-sabotage is a survival mechanism. It comes from fear. It comes from old pain. It comes from your mind trying to protect you. Why we do it? Your brain loves safety. It loves what feels normal. Even if normal is bad for you, your brain will hold on to it. Because your brain does not care about happiness. Your brain cares about survival. And survival means staying in the comfort zone. So, when you try to change, your brain says, stop. This feels unsafe. You try to start a business. Your brain whispers, what if you fail? Stay where you are. It is safe. You try to leave a toxic relationship. Your brain whispers, at least you are not alone. Stay. Do not risk being hurt. This voice sounds like logic. It sounds like truth, but it is fear. And fear will keep you small. Fear will keep you stuck. Self-sabotage is not about hurting yourself on purpose. It is about protecting yourself in the wrong way. It is a defense, but it is a defense that blocks your growth. Why change feels dangerous? Think about this. Your mind is like a computer. It runs on programs. Those programs are your habits, your beliefs, your patterns. They were installed years ago. Someone you were a child, someone you were hurt, someone you failed. Now, when you try to do something new, it feels like breaking the program. And your brain does not like that. So it fights back. It sends fear. It sends doubt. It creates excuses. It makes you procrastinate. It makes you quit. Why? Because change feels like danger. Your old self is trying to keep you alive. But in doing that, it keeps you from living fully. Examples of self-sabotage. Let's look at some common examples. You set a goal. You say, I will wake up early every day. Day 1, you wake up on time. Day 2, you wake up late. You feel bad. You say, I knew I could not do it. You give up. Or you find someone who loves you. Things go well. Then you start fights for no reason. You push them away. You break what you wanted. Or you start a new project. You feel excited. Then fear comes in. What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? You stop working. You call it a bad idea. You tell yourself, I was too busy anyway. That is self-sabotage. You want something, but fear, doubt, and old beliefs stop you. The hidden reason behind it. Here is the truth. Self-sabotage is not because you are broken. It is because you are scared. It is because you have wounds that were never healed. It is because you want control in a world that feels uncertain. When you were a child, maybe you learned that love is pain. So now, you push away people who love you. When you failed once, maybe you felt shame. So now, you avoid trying at all. Your mind thinks it is protecting you, but it is actually hurting you. You're not bad. You're not lazy. You are human, and your mind is doing its job to keep you safe. But safety is not growth. Safety is not happiness. Safety is just the same. The price of self-sabotage. The price is high. Self-sabotage keeps you stuck. It keeps you from your dreams. It keeps you from your best life. It makes you live in a loop. Same habits, same fears, same results. And the worst part? You blame yourself. You say, I'm not good enough. I am a failure. But that is not true. You're good enough. You have power. You just need to break the pattern. The good news. Here is the good news. If you can see the pattern, you can change it. If you can name it, you can fight it. Awareness is the first step, and you're taking that step now. By listening, by learning, by asking, why do I do this? This book will help you answer that question. It will show you how to stop self-sabotage. It will show you how to reprogram your mind. It will show you how to build new habits. Habits that help you grow. Habits that help you win. So stay with me, because the next part will go even deeper. We will learn where self-sabotage comes from and why you keep repeating the same patterns. The answers will surprise you, and they will set you free. Section 3. The root causes of self-sabotage. Why do we sabotage ourselves? Why do we block our own success? Why do we break our own dreams? The answer is deep. The answer is hidden in your mind. It is hidden in your past. It is hidden in your fears. Self-sabotage does not happen by chance. It has roots. It has reasons. And those reasons are strong. Let us uncover them. Reason 1. Old emotional wounds. The first root is pain. Pain from your past. Maybe from childhood. Maybe from failure. Maybe from heartbreak. Think about this. When you were a child, you learned what love means. You learned what safety means. You learned what success means. And if those lessons were painful, they stayed with you. If love meant hurt, you now fear love. If success meant shame, you now fear success. If trying meant failure, you now avoid trying. Your brain remembers. Your heart remembers. And they try to protect you. They say, do not go there again. Stay safe. So you sabotage. You destroy your own progress. Because progress feels like danger. This is why so many people repeat the same patterns. They date the same type of person. They quit when things get hard. They say, I do not know why this happens. But the truth is clear. Your wounds are leading your life. Reason 2. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is powerful. It can stop you before you start. It can make you give up too soon. You think, what if I try and fail? You think, what if people laugh at me? You think, what if I waste time and energy? Fear of failure is natural. We all have it. But when it controls you, it becomes sabotage because you start to believe failure is the end. You think failure means you are not good enough. You think failure means you're broken. But the truth is this. Failure is part of growth. Failure is feedback. Failure teaches. But your brain does not see that. Your brain sees pain. So it says, do not risk it. Stay small. Stay safe. And you listen. That is sabotage. Reason 3. Fear of success. This one sounds strange. Why would anyone fear success? But it happens. More than you think. Success brings change. It brings responsibility. It brings pressure. It brings eyes on you. Some people fear that. They fear losing friends. They fear judgment. They fear that success will make them lonely. So they hold back. They stay average. They keep dreaming, but never doing. Because success feels scary. It feels heavy. So they sabotage. Reason 4, comfort zones. Your brain loves comfort zones. It loves what feels normal. Even if normal is pain. Even if normal is toxic. Even if normal is killing your dreams. Because to your brain, comfort means safety. And safety means survival. When you try to leave the comfort zone, your brain resists. It sends fear. It sends excuses. It makes you overthink. It makes you delay. And you stop. That is sabotage. Not because you are weak, but because your brain thinks it is protecting you. Reason 5, identity traps. This is a big one. Your identity is your story. It is what you believe about yourself. It is the sentence you repeat in your head. I'm not good with money. I am bad at relationships. I am lazy. I am unlucky. If you repeat these, they become truth in your mind. And your mind wants to protect that truth. It wants to stay consistent. So when you try to change, your brain fights back. Because change means breaking your old identity. And that feels scary. It feels wrong. So you sabotage. Why these reasons matter. Now you see the truth. Self-sabotage is not random. It has roots. It has reasons. And those reasons are strong because they are emotional. Logic cannot beat them. You cannot just say, I will stop sabotaging. It does not work like that. You have to heal. You have to change the root, not just the branch. You have to build a new story, a new identity, a new pattern. This is the work. This is the climb. This is the mountain. The good news. Here is the good news. If you learn sabotage, you can unlearn it. If you built those patterns, you can break them. If you created that identity, you can create a new one. Your brain is plastic. It can change. It can grow. It can learn new ways. And that is what this book teaches. How to reprogram your mind. How to stop fear from ruling your life. How to step out of the comfort zone. How to climb the mountain inside you. So stay with me, because in the next section, we will learn why change feels so hard and why it feels like you are fighting yourself. The answer will surprise you, and it will set you free. Section 4. Why change feels so hard. Why does change feel so hard? Why does it feel like a fight? Why does it feel like you are climbing a mountain with no end? The answer is inside your mind. Your brain is designed to keep you safe. Not happy, not successful, safe. Safety is the number one job of your brain. When you were born, your brain learned one thing. Stay alive, and it will do anything to keep you alive. The brain's need for safety. Your brain loves patterns. It loves habits. It loves what feels normal. Why? Because patterns mean predictability. Predictability means safety. When you do the same thing every day, your brain feels calm. Even if that thing is bad for you. Even if that thing is toxic. Because to your brain, familiar is safe. So, when you try to change, your brain feels fear. It says, this is new. This is unknown. Unknown means danger. And your brain sends alarms. Fear, doubt, anxiety, excuses. This is why change feels so heavy. This is why it feels like you're fighting yourself. Why growth feels like danger. Growth means leaving your comfort zone. And leaving the comfort zone feels like stepping into the wild. It feels like walking into darkness. Your brain does not like that. Think about it. You decide to start a new habit. You say, I will exercise every day. Day 1, you feel motivated. Day 2, you feel tired. Your brain whispers, stay in bed. You need rest. Sounds logical, right? But it is fear. Fear of discomfort. Fear of pain. Or you start a new business. You feel excited. Then fear comes. What if I fail? What if I lose money? Your brain says, better to stop now. Why? Because to your brain, risk means danger. This is why so many people quit. Not because they are weak, but because their brain thinks it is saving them. The cost of staying the same. Now let's talk about the truth. Yes, Change feels scary. Yes, change feels hard. But what is the cost of staying the same? If you do not change, nothing changes. Your life stays the same. Your habits stay the same. Your results stay the same. You stay in the same job you hate. You stay in the same toxic relationship. You stay in the same body that feels tired and weak. You stay in the same loop of fear and doubt. And here's the sad part. Years pass, and one day you look back. You say, I wanted to do so many things, but I stayed the same. That is the real danger. Not change, not failure, but regret. Regret is the price of comfort. Regret is the cost of safety. Regret is the cost of listening to fear. Why we must push through. So what does this mean? It means you have to push through fear. It means you have to keep going even when it feels hard. Because the fear is a sign. Fear means you are growing. Fear means you are stepping into a new life. Change feels dangerous because it is unknown. But unknown is where the magic is. Unknown is where success lives. Unknown is where your best self is waiting. So, the next time you feel fear, remember this. It is just your brain doing its job. It is just your brain saying, stay safe, but you do not need safety. You need freedom. You need growth. You need life. How to make change easier? Now you might ask, how can I make change less scary? The answer is simple. Start small. Your brain hates big jumps, but can handle small steps. So, break your goal into tiny actions. Want to exercise? Start with 5 minutes a day. Want to save money? Start with $1 a day. Want to start a business? Start by reading one article today. Small steps feel safe. Small steps tell your brain, this is okay. We are not in danger. And soon, those small steps become big wins. The truth about hard things. Yes, change is hard. Yes, growth is uncomfortable. But hard things make you strong. Hard things build character. Hard things create freedom. Every time you push through fear, you grow. Every time you keep going, you become stronger. Every time you climb a little higher, the view gets better. The mountain is hard, but the mountain is you. And when you climb it, you do not just reach the top. You become someone new, someone powerful, someone free. So, now you know why change feels so hard. It is not because you are weak. It is because your brain wants to keep you safe. But safety is not life. Safety is a cage, and you're meant to fly. In the next section, we will talk about how self-sabotage shows up in your life. You will see the patterns. You will see the signs. And once you see them, you can break them. Stay with me. Section 5. How self-sabotage shows up in life. Self-sabotage is not always obvious. It does not always scream, I am stopping you. It is quiet. It is sneaky. It hides in habits. It hides in excuses. It hides in patterns that you repeat again and again. If you want to change, you must see these patterns. You must name them, because when you can name them, you can break them. Let's look at the most common ways self-sabotage shows up in your life. Procrastination, the silent killer of dreams. Procrastination is one of the biggest signs. You have a goal. You know what to do, but you delay. You say, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and you say the same. Days pass. Weeks pass. Nothing changes. Why do you procrastinate? Because of fear. Fear of failing. Fear of not being perfect. Fear of starting. Your brain says, wait. Do it later. Stay safe. And you listen. You tell yourself, I need more time. I need more research. I need the perfect moment. But the truth is this. There is no perfect moment. Waiting kills dreams. Procrastination feels harmless, but it is poison. It eats your time. It eats your confidence. It keeps you stuck in the same place. Perfectionism, the pretty mask. Perfectionism looks good. It looks like high standards. It looks like hard work, but it is a mask for fear. You say, I cannot start until it is perfect. You say, I need the perfect plan, the perfect design, the perfect words. But deep inside, you're scared. You're scared of being judged. You're scared of failing. So you keep preparing. You keep polishing. You keep delaying. And you never start. Perfectionism is fear dressed as discipline. It keeps you in planning mode forever. And life passes while you wait for perfect. But here is the truth. Perfect does not exist. Progress matters more than perfection. Toxic relationships, staying where you get hurt. Another way sabotage shows up is through relationships. You say you want love. You say you want respect. But you choose people who hurt you. You stay in places that break you. Why? Because pain feels familiar. Because drama feels like home. Because your brain says, this is what love is. This is what normal is. Even if it destroys you, it feels safe. You tell yourself, they will change. Things will get better. But they do not. And you waste years hoping for a new ending to an old story. Toxic relationships drain your energy. They kill your confidence. They make you forget who you are. But you stay. Because leaving feels scary. Because leaving feels like stepping into the unknown. And your brain fears the unknown. Bad habits. Your comfort zone in action. Self-sabotage hides in bad habits. Overeating. Overspending. Scrolling for hours. Avoiding important work. Why do we do these things? Because they give quick comfort. Because they distract us from pain. Because they are easy. When you feel stressed, you eat. When you feel lonely, you scroll. When you feel afraid, you shop. It feels good for a moment, but then you feel worse. And you repeat the cycle again. Bad habits are not just random. They are coping mechanisms. They are ways your brain uses to avoid discomfort. But they cost you your health. They cost you your money. They cost you your time. Why patterns keep repeating? Now you may ask, why do I keep doing this? Why do these patterns come back? The answer is this. Because you have not changed the root. You have only cut the branches. You try to stop procrastinating, but you do not deal with the fear behind it. You try to end a toxic relationship, but you do not heal the wound inside you that attracts the same person. You try to quit a bad habit, but you do not find a healthy way to deal with pain. So the pattern comes back, again and again, until you face the root, until you face the mountain inside you. The first step to breaking the cycle. The first step is awareness. You cannot change what you cannot see. So ask yourself, where do I procrastinate? Where do I demand perfection? Where do I choose pain over peace? What habits keep me small? Write them down. Look at them. Face them. Because when you see them, you take their power away. This is not easy. It takes honesty. It takes courage. But this is how you start the climb. The good news. Here is the good news. These patterns are not permanent. You are not broken. You are not doomed to repeat the past. You can change. You can build new habits. You can choose new relationships. You can take new actions. It will take time. It will take work. But it is possible. And this book will show you how. In the next section, we will talk about how to face the mountain, how to stop running from it, how to climb it step by step. Because your mountain is not your enemy. Your mountain is your path. Stay with me. Section 6. Facing the mountain. Awareness is the first step. Every mountain climb begins with one step. And for the mountain inside you, that step is awareness. Before you can change, you must see. Before you can move, you must know where you stand. And this is where most people fail. They do not want to look. They do not want to face the truth. But if you want freedom, if you want growth, you must face your patterns. Owning your patterns. The first step is to own your patterns. Not hide them. Not blame them on others. Own them. Look at your life. Look at the choices you make every day. Where do you hold yourself back? Where do you say yes when you want to say no? Where do you quit before the finish line? Where do you give your power away? Be honest. No excuses. No sugarcoating. Just truth. Because you cannot change what you refuse to see. You cannot climb a mountain you pretend is not there. Emotional honesty and self-reflection. Awareness is not just about what you do. It is about why you do it. When you procrastinate, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? When you stay in a toxic relationship, ask yourself, what do I believe about love? When you quit a dream, ask yourself, what story am I telling myself? These questions are hard. They bring up pain. They bring up fear. They bring up shame. But this is good, because pain shows you the wound, and you cannot heal what you do not feel. So, sit with your feelings. Do not run. Do not numb. Just notice. Notice the thoughts in your head. Notice the excuses you make. Notice the emotions that rise when you try to change. This is awareness. This is the first real step to freedom. Stop blaming. Start observing. Blame is easy. Blame feels safe. Blame says, "It is not my fault. It is because of them. It is because of life." But blame is a cage. Blame keeps you stuck, because when you blame, you give away your power. You say, "I cannot change because they will not change." You say, "I cannot win because the world is unfair." Here is the truth. You cannot control the world. You cannot control other people, but you can control you. You can control your choices. You can control your actions. So stop blaming. Start observing. Instead of saying, "This always happens to me," ask, "Why do I choose this? What part of me wants this? What part of me fears better?" Observation is power. Observation gives you control. Because when you understand why you do something, you can change it. The power of responsibility. Responsibility is not blame. Responsibility is freedom. Blame says, "I am stuck because of them." Responsibility says, "I can change my response." Blame looks back. Responsibility looks forward. So take responsibility for your patterns. Not with shame, not with guilt, with power, with courage. Say to yourself, "Yes, I have sabotaged myself. Yes, I have made mistakes. But I can choose differently now. I can climb this mountain." That is strength. That is the start of transformation. Why awareness is everything. Awareness is the key that opens the door. Without awareness, you repeat the same cycle. You live the same story again and again. Different faces, different jobs, same pain. But when you become aware, everything changes. You start to see the pattern before it starts. You start to catch the thought before it takes over. You start to choose a new path. Awareness gives you choice. Choice gives you freedom. This is why awareness is the first step. It is the step that makes all other steps possible. Practical steps for awareness. So, how do you build awareness? Start small. Start with questions. Ask yourself these 3 every day. What did I do today that moved me closer to my goals? What did I do today that held me back? Why did I do it? Write it down. Every day. Because writing makes it real. Writing shows you patterns. And when you see the pattern, you can change it. You can also practice mindfulness. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Notice your thoughts. Notice your feelings. Do not judge them. Just observe. This sounds simple, but it is powerful, because the more you notice, the less power your old habits have over you. Facing the mountain without fear. Awareness is hard, because it shows you things you do not want to see. It shows you the truth. It shows you your part in your pain. But do not run. Do not hide, because the truth will set you free. When you face the mountain, you take back your power. When you face the mountain, you start to climb. And every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you want. So today, make this choice. I will see. I will own my patterns. I will stop running. I will climb. In the next section, we will talk about the climb itself. How to move forward when fear tries to pull you back. How to take action even when it feels hard. How to keep going until you reach the top. Stay with me. Section 7. Reprogramming your mind. Your mind is powerful. More powerful than you think. It can build your dreams, or it can destroy them. Everything begins in your mind. Your thoughts shape your choices. Your choices shape your actions. Your actions shape your life. So if you want to climb your mountain, you must reprogram your mind. You must break the old code. You must write a new one. Breaking limiting beliefs. What are limiting beliefs? They're the lies you believe about yourself. The stories you repeat every day. They sound like this. I am not good enough. I cannot change. I always fail. People like me do not succeed. These beliefs feel true, but they're not truth. They're just programs. They came from your past, from parents, from teachers, from society, from pain. And here is the problem. When you believe these lies, you act like they are true. If you believe you cannot succeed, you will not try. If you believe you are unworthy, You will accept less than you deserve. So how do you break them? You start by questioning them. Ask yourself, is this belief true? Or is it just a thought I have repeated for years? Where did this belief come from? Don't want to keep it. When you question a belief, you weaken it. When you weaken it, you can replace it, building new mental habits. Breaking the old is not enough. You must build the new, and that starts with mental habits. What you think every day matters, because your brain learns through repetition. The more you repeat a thought, the stronger it becomes. So, you must feed your brain with new thoughts. How? Start with awareness. When you notice a negative thought, stop it. Replace it with a positive one. Say it out loud if you can. Example, old thought, I cannot do this. New thought, I am learning. I am growing. I could do hard things. Old thought, I always fail. New thought, failure is feedback. Every step brings me closer to success. This feels strange at first, because your brain loves the old path. But if you keep going, the new path gets stronger. And one day, it becomes your normal. Visualization that works. Visualization is powerful. It is not magic. It is science. Your brain does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. When you visualize success, your brain acts like it is happening, and it starts to look for ways to make it real. Here is how to do it. Close your eyes. Picture your goal as if it is done. See in detail. What do you look like? Where are you? What do you feel? Feel the emotions now. Feel the pride. Feel the joy. Feel the freedom. Do this every day, because when you see it, you believe it. And when you believe it, you act on it. Affirmations that work. Affirmations are not magic words. They're mental training. They rewire your brain through repetition. But they only work when they feel real to you. Do not say, I am a millionaire, if you feel broke and hopeless. Your brain will reject it. Instead, say affirmations that show progress. I'm learning how to manage money. I'm becoming more confident every day. I choose habits that make me stronger. Keep them simple. Keep them present. Keep them believable. And repeat them every day. Say them in the morning. Say them at night. Say them when fear whispers in your ear. Because every time you repeat them, you train your brain. You build new pathways. You create a new identity. Why this matters? You cannot climb the mountain with the same mind that built it. You need a new mind. You need a new story. You need new beliefs. When your mind changes, your life changes. Because you act from who you believe you are. So, believe in the best version of you. Not the broken version. Not the old version. The strong version. The capable version. The unstoppable version. Practical steps to reprogram your mind. Here is what to do. Write down your old beliefs. Question them. Replace them with new beliefs. Visualize your success for 5 minutes every day. Repeat affirmations that feel true and powerful. This is not a one-day job. This is a daily practice. But if you do it, your life will transform. The truth. The mountain is not just about doing. It is about thinking differently. It is about feeling differently. It is about becoming a new person inside. And when you do that, the outside follows. Opportunities come. Confidence grows. Dreams become real. So start today. Start reprogramming your mind. Because your mind is the key. And when the mind is ready, the mountain moves. In the next section, we will talk about healing emotional wounds. Because reprogramming your mind is powerful. But if your wounds are still open, they will pull you back. We need to heal. We need to close the old chapters so you can write a new one. Stay with me. Section 8. Emotional intelligence and healing. Your feelings control more than you think. They drive your choices. They shape your actions. They create your habits. If you want to change your life, you cannot ignore your feelings. You cannot just think your way to success. You must feel your way there too. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. And this is where healing starts. Why feelings drive behavior. Why do we eat when we are not hungry? Why do we stay in relationships that hurt us? Why do we avoid things we know are good for us? Because of feelings. Because of pain. Because of fear. Most people think they make choices with logic. But the truth is, emotions make the first move. Logic comes after to justify it. Think about it. When you procrastinate, is it because you do not know what to do? No, it is because you feel anxious. You feel afraid. You feel overwhelmed. When you say yes when you want to say no, is it because you cannot say the word? No, it is because you fear rejection. You fear conflict. Your feelings run the show. And if you do not learn to handle them, they will control you. How to process emotions in a healthy way. Most people do two things with emotions. They avoid them, or they explode with them. Both are harmful. Avoiding feelings does not make them go away. It hides them in your body. It turns them into stress, into illness, into anger. Exploding does not help either. It hurts relationships. It makes you feel guilty later. So what is the healthy way? Processing, feeling, letting emotions move through you instead of getting stuck inside you. Here is how. Notice the feeling. Say, I feel angry, or I feel sad. Name it. Allow it. Do not fight it. Do not judge it. Say, it is okay to feel this. Breathe through it. Take slow, deep breaths. This calms your body and mind. Ask why. What triggered this feeling? What story am I telling myself? Release it. Cry. Right? Move your body. Talk to someone you trust. Do not let it stay locked inside. When you process your feelings, you heal. You stop running from pain. You stop hiding from yourself. Self-compassion over self-criticism. Here is the truth. You will make mistakes. You will fall. You will fail. And when you do, what will you say to yourself? Most people choose criticism. They say, I am stupid. I am weak. I am a failure. But does this help? No. It makes you feel worse. It makes you give up. There is a better way. Self-compassion. It means talking to yourself like a friend. It means saying, yes, I made a mistake, but I am learning. Yes, I fell, but I will rise again. Self-compassion is not weakness. It is strength, because it helps you keep going. It helps you stay on the path when things get hard. Studies show that people who practice self-compassion succeed more. Why? Because they do not waste time hating themselves. They use that energy to improve. So, choose kindness. Choose patience. Choose love for yourself. Because you are your longest relationship. Why healing is part of the climb. You cannot build a new life on broken ground. You cannot move forward if old wounds keep pulling you back. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe life broke you. Maybe you carry pain from years ago. That pain will show up in your habits. It will show up in your fears. It will show up in your self-sabotage. So you must heal. Not for them. Not for the past. For you. For your future. Healing takes time. Healing takes courage. But every step you take makes you lighter. Every wound you close makes you stronger. Practical steps for emotional healing. Write about your feelings. Journaling is powerful. It helps you see what is inside you. Talk to someone safe. A friend. A coach. A therapist. Do not carry pain alone. Move your body. Exercise releases emotions stored in your muscles. Practice forgiveness. Not to excuse them, but to free yourself. Be patient with yourself. Healing is not a race. It is a journey. The truth. Your feelings are not the enemy. They are messengers. They tell you what needs healing. They tell you what matters to you. So listen. Feel. Heal. Because a healthy heart creates a strong mind. And together, they create a beautiful life. In the next section, we will talk about discipline and daily action. Because healing is important. But action is what moves the mountain. And without action, nothing changes. Stay with me. Section 9. Building resilience and self-trust. If you want to climb your mountain, you need two things. Resilience and self-trust. Resilience is your ability to keep going when life gets hard. Self-trust is your belief that you can count on yourself. Without these, the climb feels impossible. With them, nothing can stop you. Why confidence comes from action. Most people wait for confidence. They say, when I feel confident, I will start. When I believe in myself, I will take action. But confidence does not come first. Action does. Confidence is not a gift. It is not luck. It is proof. Proof you create through doing. When you take action, you show your brain, I can do this. Every time you do the thing you feared, you build confidence. Not by thinking, not by waiting, by doing. Action kills fear. Action builds trust. Action creates confidence. So, stop waiting to feel ready. Start. Even if your hands shake. Even if your voice trembles. Start small. Start now. How to trust yourself again. Self-trust is a promise. It means you do what you say you will do. It means you keep your word to yourself. But many people break that promise. They set goals and quit. They make plans and ignore them. They say, I will start Monday, but Monday comes and nothing happens. Every broken promise weakens trust. Every time you quit, you teach your brain, I cannot rely on myself. But here's the good news. You can rebuild self-trust. And it starts small. Do this. Make one small promise today. Keep it. Say, I will drink 1 glass of water. Do it. Say, I will walk for 5 minutes. Do it. Why small? Because small wins create big change. Because when you keep one small promise, you feel strong. And then you keep another, and another. And soon, your brain says, I could trust me again. This is how you build self-trust. Not by waiting, not by hoping, by keeping promises one day at a time. The link between small wins and big breakthroughs. People think success comes from big leaps, from big moments. But the truth is different. Success comes from small wins stacked on top of each other. Every time you choose action over fear, that is a win. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, that is a win. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, that is a win. And small wins do something powerful. They create momentum. Momentum makes the climb easier. Momentum makes you unstoppable. So, do not wait for the big moment. Do not wait for the big break. Focus on the small step in front of you, because that step leads to the next. And soon, you are higher than you ever imagined. What resilience really means. Resilience is not never falling. It is rising every time you fall. You will fail. You will make mistakes. You will face setbacks. This is life. This is the climb. Resilience says, I will not quit. I will get back up. It is not about speed. It is about strength. It is about staying in the game when it gets hard. How do you build resilience? By facing challenges instead of avoiding them. By embracing discomfort instead of running from it. By reminding yourself, this is hard, but I can do hard things. Every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you rise after a fall, you build resilience. And one day, the things that once scared you will feel easy. Practical ways to build resilience and self-trust. Here are 5 steps you can start today. Start small. Pick one action you can do every day. Celebrate wins. Notice every time you keep a promise to yourself. Talk to yourself like a coach. When you fail, do not attack yourself. Encourage yourself. Plan for obstacles. Know that setbacks will come. Decide now how you will handle them. Keep showing up, even on bad days, even when you feel tired. The truth, you do not need to be perfect. You do not need to never fail. You just need to keep going. You just need to keep your word to yourself. When you trust yourself, nothing can stop you. When you trust yourself, fear loses power. When you trust yourself, you climb any mountain. In the next section, we will talk about purpose and meaning. Because resilience and self-trust are powerful. But without a reason to climb, you may quit. You need a why, a strong why, a why that pulls you forward when nothing else can. Stay with me. Section 10, Turning Pain into Power. Life hurts sometimes. Pain is part of the human story. But here is the truth most people do not want to hear. Your pain can break you, or it can build you. You choose. Pain can be your prison, or it can be your power. And the choice is yours. How to use failure as feedback. Everyone fails. Every single person you admire has failed. But what makes them different? They do not see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. When you fail, it is not a sign you are weak. It is a sign you tried. It is a sign you are growing. Failure is a teacher. It shows you what works and what is not. It gives you information. It says, this way did not work. Try another. The problem is not failure. The problem is fear of failure. Fear keeps you stuck. Fear whispers, what if I fail? What will people think? But listen carefully. The only true failure is quitting. Everything else is learning. So the next time you fall, do this. Pause, reflect, ask, what is this teaching me? Then use that lesson to move forward. Lessons hidden in discomfort. Discomfort feels bad. It feels heavy, and most people run from it. They avoid it. They numb it. They hide from it. But discomfort is not your enemy. Discomfort is a sign of growth. It means you're leaving your comfort zone. It means you are breaking old patterns. Think about it. When you start working out, it hurts. When you learn a new skill, it feels awkward. When you face your fears, it feels scary. But this pain is not punishment. It is progress. If you want a strong life, you must stop running from discomfort. You must lean into it. Because every time you choose discomfort over comfort, you grow. Every time you stay in the challenge, you rise higher. So, when life feels hard, say to yourself, this is my growth. This is my climb. This pain is making me stronger. The beauty of transformation. Transformation is not pretty. It is not soft. It is not easy. Transformation is messy. It is hard. It feels like breaking, because in a way it is. You're breaking old habits. You are breaking old beliefs. You're breaking the old version of you. And that hurts. But on the other side of that pain is power. On the other side of that breaking is beauty. Because the old you cannot live in the new life you want. You must let that version go. And that is what transformation is. It is death and birth at the same time. You let the old self die, and you give birth to the strongest version of you. The version that does not quit. The version that does not settle. The version that climbs mountains. That is the beauty of transformation. It hurts, but is worth it. Because the person you become will be your greatest reward. Practical ways to turn pain into power. Here are 3 steps you can start today. Reframe failure. When you fall, ask, what is this teaching me? Write it down. Lean into discomfort. Stop avoiding hard things. Do one thing every day that challenges you. Celebrate transformation. Notice your growth. Remind yourself, I'm not who I was. I am becoming someone stronger. The truth, you cannot avoid pain, but you can choose what pain means to you. It could be the reason you give up, or the reason you rise higher than ever before. Turn your pain into power. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Turn your struggle into strength. Because this is how you climb the mountain. This is how you reach the top. In the next section, we will talk about purpose and meaning. Because power matters. But purpose gives power a direction. Purpose is what keeps you climbing when everything in you wants to stop. Stay with me. Section 11. Climbing your inner mountain. You have faced your fears. You have healed your wounds. You have reprogrammed your mind. Now it is time to climb. The mountain is still there. It has always been there. But now you are stronger. You are wiser. You are ready. This climb is not about speed. It is about consistency. It is about one step every day. Because the mountain does not move in one jump. It moves one small step at a time. And the secret to the climb is this. Discipline. Daily growth. A new identity. Discipline as freedom. Most people think discipline is prison. They think it takes away freedom. But the truth is the opposite. Discipline gives freedom. Think about it. If you have the discipline to save money, you have financial freedom. If you have the discipline to take care of your health, you have the freedom to live fully. If you have the discipline to control your time, you have the freedom to create your life. Lack of discipline feels good in the moment, but later it costs everything. Discipline feels hard now, but later it gives everything. So, when you wake up and do what you said you would do, you're not losing freedom. You are building it. Why growth is a daily practice. You cannot climb this mountain in one day. You cannot change your life with one big act. You do it through small actions every single day. Daily habits, daily choices, daily steps. Growth is not a weekend event. It is not a once-a-year resolution. It is something you do every day, even when you do not feel like it. Because consistency beats intensity. One push-up every day is better than 50 push-ups once a month. 5 minutes of reading every day is better than one book in a year. Do not wait for big leaps. Take small steps, because small steps become big changes, and big changes become a new life, creating your new identity. Here is the most powerful truth of all. The mountain is not just about reaching the top. It is about becoming someone new. You are not just building habits. You are building identity, because what you do every day becomes who you are. If you read every day, you become a reader. If you exercise every day, you become an athlete. If you keep promises to yourself, you become someone you can trust. Identity is powerful because it lasts. When you say, "I am a healthy person," you make choices from that identity. When you say, "I'm a disciplined person," you act like it. So stop saying, "I am trying." Start saying, "I am becoming." Then live like it every day. Practical steps for the climb. Here are 4 things you can start now. Choose one habit, not 10. 1. Do it every day. Track your progress. Write it down. Watch your wins grow. Plan your mornings. Start your day with purpose. Small wins in the morning create strong days. Celebrate identity, not just results. Say, "I showed up today." That means I am becoming the person I want to be. The truth, the climb is not easy, but it is worth it. Every step makes you stronger. Every day makes you wiser. Every choice shapes the person you are becoming. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to keep climbing. One step today, one step tomorrow, and one day you will look back and see how far you have come. Because this mountain was never here to stop you. It was here to show you who you really are. It was here to make you strong enough for the life you dream of. In the final section, we will bring it all together. We will talk about your future, your new life, and why the climb is worth every single step. Stay with me. Section 12. Final Wisdom, Becoming Your Best Self. The mountain was never outside you. It was never about the job. It was never about the money. It was never about other people. The mountain was always you. Your fears, your doubts, your wounds, your habits. You were the mountain. And every step you took was not just climbing a hill. It was climbing yourself, breaking your old patterns, becoming someone new. This is the truth. The climb is not about reaching the top. It is about who you become on the way. Why every step matters. Sometimes the climb feels slow. You take one step and nothing seems to change. You wake up early. You do the work. You eat healthy. You speak kindly to yourself. And yet the top still feels far away. But listen carefully. Every step matters. Even when you cannot see the progress, it is there. Every habit you build is shaping your brain. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are building character. Every time you rise after falling, you are building strength. The little steps create the big change. One day you'll look back, and you will see the path. You will see how far you have come, and you will realize something powerful. The small steps were never small. They were everything. Why the mountain was worth it. This journey is hard. It asks for patience. It asks for courage. It asks for you to keep going when everything in you wants to stop. But it is worth it, because the person you become is your greatest reward. The stronger you, the wiser you, the version of you who trusts themselves, the version of you who knows their worth. You will stand on the other side of the mountain, and you will see that every tear, every failure, every setback had a purpose. They were building you. They were preparing you. This is the beauty of the climb. It is never wasted. Not one step. Not one mistake. Not one moment. The truth about your power. Here is something you need to know. You are powerful. You always were. The problem was not lack of strength. The problem was forgetting who you are. The mountain helped you remember. The pain showed you your courage. The struggle showed you your resilience. And now you know. You are stronger than fear, stronger than failure, stronger than you ever imagined. So, stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop telling yourself you are not ready. You are ready. You are enough. And your future is waiting. A call to action. Start today. The time is now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Start small. Write one new belief. Take one positive action. Keep one promise to yourself. Do not wait for the mountain to move. Move yourself. Climb. Even if the step is tiny. Even if the progress is slow. Because every step counts. And as you climb, remind yourself of this. The mountain was never there to stop you. It was there to make you. It was there to turn you into the strongest, boldest, most beautiful version of yourself. So climb, rise, become, because your best life is on the other side, and it is waiting for you. Final words. The mountain is you. The summit is who you can become. And the journey is everything in between. So start today. Start now. Because you are ready. Because you deserve it. Because this is your time. And when you stand on the other side, you will know. Every struggle was worth it. Every tear had meaning. Every step mattered. Now go. Climb your mountain. And become your best self.